Alright, so for part two, um, this is me. I think it was like, yeah, it's towards dusk, and it's just the remnants of them spraying all day. I have to say, like, I have to mention that these videos are not like the next day, the next day, and then the next day. These are like months in between, weeks in between. I think in order, this is like probably like June. Yeah, like this is like probably like June. So those ripples right there, like I just want to bring this up, is that that's caused by radio frequency. Um, that's not a natural occurrence. There is a natural type of pattern when you see those wave type of looking things, but that's not a natural pattern. It's the natural. You know when you see the natural pattern, and it doesn't look like that. That's an artificial pattern. That's created by radio frequencies transmitted into the atmosphere. It's actually really easy science, not difficult to understand at all. There are patents for that weather modification, so it's a fact. There's nothing else to say about it. Um, this is the mist that there's that like fine layer that, like, yeah, you see, like me looking over there, it's like, oh yeah, it's totally clear out. And then you see that, like, where they've been spraying for hours, and it usually, like, this is in the morning, somewhere around the morning, maybe like around 10, 11 in the morning. Um, but they are out all night spraying, uh, and the clouds move. So this is just them, like, they piggyback off the stuff. They try to make it thicker. They try to make the stuff bigger. They're weaving and they're weaving and they're weaving their web. Like, that's a big thing that you'll see if you start seeing these, is that they weave in between these fog clouds. They move the fog. Or they make it bigger, and they weave in between patches just to, emphasize it to grow more. Um, but you can see the anomaly, the cracked cloud. I'm calling it the cracked cloud. It's a strange occurrence. You'll see another one coming up with the same thing. The this I can't remember. I don't think it's this video, but yeah, it isn't. So anyways, it's really amazing how you see these chemtrails just turn off, or turn on and then turn off. Uh, they they really don't leave them on all that long. Sometimes they kind of just turn on little spurts. That's about it. And they'll do whatever, and they'll come back around. I don't think on here I have that many examples. I have some more examples, probably from, like, because today is December 10th, 2015. I have some more examples that hopefully I'll actually capture them, but you can see them turning around and then coming back again. It's pretty astonishing. This is something that you'll see quite often too, is that they'll ride side by side. When they do that, I think that they're spraying two different types of aerosols, is why I think they do that. There's probably a multitude of reasons, but that's one reason that I would say is a major factor to them doing that. But what do I know, really? So if there's one thing that's really good about these videos that I take, like, I'm not like a professional photographer or anything, and I'm just shooting on it's HTC M81 phone, is that, like, you can see that fog in the horizon very easily. That's one thing that I definitely like about these videos. That's you can see that. You can see the difference. So that's a good thing. Not very often will you see the ones that go from horizon to horizon that much. They do go from horizon to horizon, but usually by the time that they reach the other horizon, the where they started from is already kind of like fogged out. So like for like example of that one that was just seeing, like by the time it reaches the other side, it'll be like that. It will be blended in with that fog. Like you can see it happening. That's the thing. I'm not saying like it's not there. It just blends in eventually, and you like pretty much what you're seeing right now. Actually, this is like a perfect timing. But all right, but this one, right? I think this is actually, if this is the videos, I think they might be. These are brutal. Like if you want to see this is a brutal day right here. Like just look at that. All right. I mean, damn. All right. Look at that. This thing goes like, all right, and you got to remember too how high up. All right, take into account how high up that plane is. All right, take into account um how faint, like it's a pinprick moving in the sky. Okay, now imagine the size of this. All right, I am zoomed in maximum for most of of these shots. All right, so now imagine how actually big those clouds are. Right, and they're filled with fucking lithium, aluminum, barium, strontium, whatever they're putting in there, sulfur. They're putting in everything in that. I mean, everything but the kitchen sink, really. Um, and you know, and you know, just to bring up another factor about these being in Southeastern PA is like, uh, I'm after doing some research, I believe that Wallops Air Force Base is where they are coming from. Um, Although they're probably coming from other places as well. But I find that as one culprit. Why are they doing it out here? Where I am in southeastern PA, the Philadelphia suburban area, and all Philadelphia, and all like even like the rural Philadelphia area, right around where I'm at, is all very congested in a mass transit aspect. When you see on a map all the routes that require you to go through Philadelphia, and then like New Jersey is right there. Okay, you got I-95, 76. Was it like 87? You have major transit routes with New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. All right, and somewhat Baltimore, somewhat Virginia, all just right there. You know, and we're right kind of along that coastal area, but inland enough. You know, it's just because in all the air goes into it goes inland from where we are. All right, so this is actually the brutal day that I was talking about. There's a cracked cloud anomaly. Actually, I think it was the same day because I took like 8 videos that day, and this is that one contrail. Like eventually, what this is it evolving. And I showed you earlier that there was one plane that was like just flying by normally. You know, there's no contrail at all. Okay. You know, and the higher you go up, the less humidity. So the lower the plane, the more likely it is to leave a contrail, right? So how fucked up is that, right? You know, come on, wake up, people. So, anyways, that cracked cloud, this entire day, there's actually, I don't know if you'll see it in this video, but it creates like a halogen effect around the sun. It's disgusting to see. It actually really is disturbing. It looks like an eyeball. It looks like Saturn, with the rings. Like if you'll look at the, you know, south pole of Saturn, it's pretty disturbing actually. So there's the cracked cloud. They love flying under the sun. They love blocking out the sun. They love disrupting my basking days where I can go outside and just enjoy that sunlight. They love screwing it up for me. Radio frequency day as well. You can see the ripples in the clouds. These are much rare to see, but that is not a natural pattern. I'm very happy that I saw that day, because this is a very heavily. This is later that day. This is probably the worst, if one of the worst, if not the worst. It's up there. Days that I've ever witnessed. You can see just how thick the fog is. Um, all day, all day, all day, all day. And this stuff, it's just so thick. I mean, you can't even imagine how much it's blocking out from that sun. That beautiful, beautiful sun that gives us so much, and literally asks for nothing from us. Um, yeah, they like to piggyback off each other. See him piggyback, and this is my neighbor. My neighbor, he's one of the like I don't know if it's like syncretism or whatever, but my neighbor, like, he actually knows this shit's going on. Like, he's a blessing in disguise, because like I go out of my mind like talking to people about this, and they're just like, you're a fucking crazy man, just ad hominem attacks towards me. They don't actually look at the facts. They don't do any research. They just, and if they do research, it's like 2 minutes of research and like, hey, you're a bullshit. You're not telling me. Fuck you, dude. Fucking debunked in like 2 minutes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so, anyways, this is a brutal day. You can actually see, like, in that one very thick one that you see, like, we actually saw that turn off. We saw the sprayers turn off on that one. You saw them sputter for a little bit, and then they turned on later on. That's what was showing there. Um, Really, really creepy. So this is coming up towards the end of part 2. Um, Really, really nasty looking stuff here. So I'll see you in part 3.